All right, everybody, welcome back into the Golden Tee Lounge. I am Kevin Lindsay. It is Monday. It is time for our Monday Mix-Up daily contest. This week, all on Woodland Farms. You are taking a look at Hole 15. Woodland Farms, I believe this is a 2010 course, if I remember correctly. We are playing as the Golden Tee World Champion from 2002 and 2007, Mr. Greg Kinsler. A fun little just mosh of some clothing that I threw together. I'm also going to change my club setup for the first time in a long time because I want to have the Zero Hybrid in this bag. Not sure if I'm actually going to need it, but I figured, why not? Let's change things up. $1,300 in today's prize pool. Every daily contest is 24 hours, same contest, same wins, same pins, same conditions overall. Even though this is hole 1, nice little right 8 green to kick things off. Don't fret too much because the wind is also blowing left 8. Should be pretty straightforward for you there. If you are new to joining us in the Golden Tee Lounge for one of these streams, or you've never seen this before, this is Golden Tee 2020, the arcade game. If you are a fan of the mobile game, this course is not available for you, but we appreciate you joining us. And on that note, Teal Gardens from Golden Tee 2017. That course, the front 9 of Teal Gardens, is actually now live on the Golden Tee mobile game. So if you have not downloaded that for your Apple or Android device, make sure you go and do so right now. Taking a look at the scores, Joe Massara dominating as always with a 33 under. Evan Gossett following a little bit behind with a -30 in second place. 329s, 228s, a lot of 27s. So this is one of those courses. Like I said, it is from Golden Tee 2010. I want to say, I might be wrong on that, but not a huge scoreable course. Probably a 26, 27, or maybe a 28 setup. Specifically for hole like this. This is number 2, a drivable par 4 that is actually hole 13 when it comes to the regular Woodland Farm course. A lot longer than I was hoping or expecting. This is probably going to go in the water if I don't ultra shot it, which it will, but that's alright. The way we do these live streams for the daily contest, whether it's Monday Mix-Up, Freaky Friday, Throwback Thursday, etc., usually try to play 3, 4, 5 games. I would say 7 out of 10 times I eventually get a good score that makes me feel a little bit better about myself as a player, but not always. It's the start of a new week. It's a fresh week. It is the 13th of January, I believe, so, you know, already moving along quickly in the year 2020. Not the hole that I expected to use the Zero Hybrid on, but not a bad choice. This is typically hole number 12, a long par 5 that can sometimes play pretty tricky. Thankfully, this is actually a pretty easy setup. Whether you use a Zero Hybrid, 10.5 degree driver, 9.5 degree driver, etc., should be very easy for you to be able to get under those trees, have a pretty good opportunity to get on the green and putt in for eagle like I did. All of you watching on Facebook and YouTube, as well as those on our Golden Tee fan watch party, thank you guys for joining us. Appreciate it as always. Hole number 4. This is actually hole number 8. Really nice setup here. The key here, get as far left on the fairway as possible. Have a pretty straightforward look here. With the 6 wood and the 8 wood, this hole has been pretty nuked, minus the fact that I just somehow hit a 3 wood. Wasn't really paying much attention there. That's alright though. These things happen. Oh, just like that chip should have went in. Austin Lane on YouTube, thank you for joining, my friend. Appreciate you. Hole number 5, another par 5, which is actually hole 16. Again, another hole that before the era of Golden Tees Used to be pretty difficult. Now, you still have to use some creative thinking when playing this hole, but in today's contest, we actually got a pretty easy setup. And actually, I feel like I might have knocked the hard drive loose. So, just uno momento. There we go, much better. There's the inside of a Golden Tee deck, or at least part of it. Every time I use the Zero Hybrid club set, which doesn't happen very often, I unfortunately forget that I have only one wedge, and it's usually not the one I need. Hole 6, par 3, typically number 7. Another one of these holes with a long strip of tee box. This is actually a really easy setup. Hopefully, if I do nothing else this game, I actually get a hole-in-one here. That would be that'd actually be much appreciated. Mike, Jamie, thank you guys for joining. Hole 7. This is interesting mix. This is actually hole number 6. Some setups you can crush a 5-wood over here. I don't think that that is the case here. So I am going to try to low tee a 9.5-degree driver and hope for the best. Again, this is my first time playing the course today. Again, I also wish I brought a lob wedge with me. That's okay though. Adjustments that we can make for games 2 and beyond. And then of course, like I said earlier with the daily contest, you play as many times as you want in a 24-hour period. There's 5:18 Central Time here in Chicago. That means, if I was good at math, that there is about 6 hours and 40 minutes you have to get out there and play your games today. And when you see people like Joe Massara with a ridiculous score, or Evan Gossett, or Andy Haas, or any of those top guys, please know that these guys are not just going out there and hitting one game and then being done. These guys are putting in the time and the effort, a couple of hours or so, to learn these shots, learn the course setup, and then, of course, in the instance with JoJo, love JoJo, but he is absolutely crazy, and that's why he has a 3-stroke lead on everybody else in the daily contest, because when he gets focused on a daily contest, he gets focused on a daily contest, and not too many people can really stop him. So, ending the front 9. This is actually ending the front 9 with hole 18. Nice little setup here. But you got to be careful, because if you try to get too cutesy, which I actually think I did a good job there, you could easily go in the water. Pretty heavy slope when it comes to the that green, but you just want to be careful. Get up there, take that putt in for eagle, and then just move on. Speaking of hole 10, which is hole 9 from Woodland Farm, one of probably the best shots I've ever seen off of a bunch of animals on here. I don't want to spoil it because it may be part of our shots of the decade. Right now, we have shots of the year for 2019 going on social media. So if you're not already doing so, make sure, thanks for the assist, make sure you're following us at Golden Tee on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and then of course subscribe and all that on YouTube, Twitch, and Mixer as well. But for the real good content, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, that is where you're going to see a lot of our Shots of the Year videos coming up. And then, of course, starting later this week, Shots of the Decade. And that is a fun feature. It's, well, don't hit this tree because it's clearly got some problems of its own. I'm sure somebody's already put in a bug report for that. But Shots of the Decade, definitely going to be something to look out for, because it is a very, very fun. It's been nice going back 12 years, because YouTube Shots came out in 2008 as part of Golden Tee 2009. You know, we're stretching it out. We're not going from 2010 to 2019. We're going to go all the way back. Give those guys some love. Lots of fun opportunities there. So make sure you guys are tuned in. For this shot here, we're going to go around the deformed tree with a high T 5-wood. Pretty gentle shot here. Again, get it on the green, putt in for eagle, and you are golden. All right, number 12, hole 17. Again, another big sloped green. So you're going to want to make sure that you hit the green first, although I got very lucky in not doing so. John Tortora, good to see you again, my friend. I know it's been a long time. Appreciate your support as always. Hole 13, a par 5 that is actually hole number 5. Again, this is a course that came out way before Golden Tees ever did, and as you can tell, even with a gold tee, a high tee, not easiest setup. But let me tell you, as a kid in high school, I think when this course came out, playing this at my local restaurant, although that was actually a really good shot for me. Playing this course without tees was tough. So thankfully, Golden Tees have made things a little bit easier. Everybody wants to talk to me, whether it's coworkers, you guys. Everybody wants to text me and message me in the middle of my streams, but that's okay. I try to get everybody, you know, everybody wants their moment of time. I get it. Also, it's the first time I've used it today. Don't forget the 5 hybrid for short chips. Beatman, thank you for joining us. Wow. This is impressive. Hole 1 that's actually set up as hole 15 here. Never seen a 15-mile-an-hour wind on this hole. Honestly, never thought I would. That's pretty impressive and pretty hilarious all at the same time.
Here again is golfer 1. From the fairway. There's a little razzle-dazzle.
B-Man, those are good scores, man. It depends. You know, the more you play, the better you're going to get at those courses.
It's in.
Again, highly suggest getting out there, play the daily contest, and seeing how you do after you have the same setup multiple times. Jonathan, hate to hear that you're sick, but glad that you are here checking things out for today's contest. And I do have to agree, Chris, on YouTube. Today's setup is pretty brutal, but we're going to make the most of it. That's the fun about the mix-up, is you know what, it sucks. I might not shoot the best scores for the live stream, but it's a good time because I am playing Golden Tee at my job, and a bunch of you are watching me stream live. This is my job, so it's always going to be fun to me. Hole 17, of course, I almost forgot about this. Almost forgot about this hole. Number 17 is actually Woodland Farm, hole 4. I never remember how to play this damn hole, so we're just going to go a low 3 hybrid. And we're going to cut it low. Hopefully it doesn't get stuck in there, which it will get out. Perfect. Don't get stuck in there. I think it might be an unplayable lie. Hopefully you don't find out on your own.
This can find the cup. Golfer 1 looking at birdie.
Skipper says bad score. Or Skip Hart, excuse me. Bad score, but cool hole out. I'll have to check that in a little bit here. And then, of course, this is actually fun. Ending today's Monday mix-up on Woodland Farm with hole number 3, a par 3 for 18. I don't remember the last time we've actually had a setup that was under 250 yards, because some of these tee boxes back here can set this bad boy up for 320 or more. Again, when you have gold tees, not a problem. When you don't have golden tees back in the day, a problem. Let's see if we can end this. No hole-in-one there, but that's actually good to go. Nicholas Layden, there is still a delay of game timer, but it's all game specific. So some games, the operator who owns the game and actually maintains it might decide to turn it off, might decide to keep it on. You'll have to check with the bar or the restaurant and see if they can find that out for you as well. All right, 22, nothing to call home about. Definitely not a score to leave on. Only 2 pars, which I believe both of those holes I actually hit in the water, so I'm not too mad. Definitely not going to get us big cash money that we're looking for, but that is why we're going to play one more. And then probably another one after that. And then another one. And then another one. So, same thing. Did I use the zero hybrid? I didn't really use the zero hybrid, which means we are going to go back to my OG set with the 2 drivers. And then I'm also, just to see how it works, I'm going to switch to my custom dart balls and see if they get me some love here this game.
The fairway's the place to be.
John, glad to hear you're going to be in Orlando. Not sure how I managed to screw this one up already, but I can't say that I'm surprised. Oh, there we go. And I found an invisible leaf. So, shout out to that invisible leaf. I mean, oh, that was pretty rough. So, not starting off too well. And yeah. There we go. Chomp chomp. This score is already bad. It's alright though. Well, now that we've already screwed up this course royally, now we can just go for the ultra shot. I'm getting close. I might get there at some point.
Not the best lie here. Hitting from the deep stuff.
Even Facebook didn't like the stream, and the Facebook app crashed as I'm watching it here, chiming in with some of our fans on the Golden Tee fan group. Dustin Anderson, thank you for joining us. I guess I technically did use the zero hybrid, but it wasn't anything absolutely necessary. Just for some of those shots where I wanted to get under the trees.
There's a slight wind from the right.
Oh, I almost went at it with no spin. Almost went at it with no spin, but beggars can't be choosers. We are finally under par now. Now, because I'm using the darts versus the grabbers, I need to be a little bit more thoughtful with my shots. As you can tell, they're not going to roll as far.
Good shot from this line.
Somehow have a feeling that I will be playing with the grabber golf ball after this game is over. And even though this is a pretty tough setup here on Woodland for Mixup, I highly recommend you still get out there and play it. Because this is definitely a course that if you've never played it before, it will challenge you. And even if you are a fan of Woodland Farm, this is definitely one of the more difficult setups. But when it comes to actually playing more and getting better, this course is going to challenge you the way that you should be challenged if you're trying to get better. If we can get a hole-in-one here, I would feel much better. But we know how that goes. Actually, I don't think I've had a hole-in-one yet in 2020. And we are now 13 days in, so we're going to have to change that. I'm going to try something different here. We're going high T5 wood. Yeah, I should have easily went with that a long time ago. Probably a 6 wood. But at least I know one less hole that I'm going to get a par on.
Call for one. Try for eagle.
Hopefully.
It's in. On tee now. Call for one. Peter, he's in the fairway. It's a good place to start from, Jim.
So, it is a new week, which means we have a lot to talk about. Oh, shot points? Don't mind me if I do. So, today, Monday Mix-Up. Tomorrow, planning a full week of Golden Tee streaming. So, tomorrow is going to be our home edition events. It's the old school classic. It's all comprised of 2005 Golden Tee Live courses exclusive to our homeowners. I'm just going right at the pin because why not? And Wednesday, we are going to have some Golden Tee mobile streaming of Teal Gardens. On Thursday, we're going to try something new, and we're actually going to throw it back to Coral Ridge from Golden Tee 97. So not Coral Ridge that came out today across all modes of play. That's the remastered version. What I'm talking about is off of this. Oh, that would have been a great shot off the cow. $50 to anybody in Golden Tee gift cards that hits a hole-in-one today and bounces it off of an animal. Actually, that would be great shot of the week material. But, so Monday Mix-Up stream you are watching right now. Home edition event stream tomorrow. Teal Gardens Front 9 stream on the Golden Tee mobile game. Thursday, we are going to be throwing it back with Golden Tee 97's version of Coral Ridge, which should be a lot of fun. And then on Friday, we have our Freaky Friday daily contest. So a lot of stuff going on this week. Lots of streaming in the Golden Tee Lounge. Lots of me. Hopefully some others will join in as well. World Championship news. Actually, I'm glad you asked because we will exclusively announce some things here, which will then be spread like wildfire to the internet. And then we'll actually get an article posted up. But I wanted to save it for you guys. So Adam talked a little bit about it before, about last week and some of our other teases, and I've teased it a little bit. But this year's World Championship, we are expanding the field to 88 players. So we started with 64. Actually, we had 64 in 2018. Went up to 74 last year, and now we're adding 14 more spots to this year's contest. So if you haven't booked your flight already, June 12th through the 14th at the Orleans Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas.
That's how you do it.
Book your flight now or whenever flights are cheap. I don't do well at booking flights. Actually, it reminds me I need to book flights to the Florida Open that takes place February 6th through the 9th. Go to PEGTtour.com or search PEGT on Facebook. Some fun news related to power events and the national tournament coming up here later this week. What else we got going on? But yes, the big news, 88 qualifiers in this year's World Championship. I'm sure some of you will challenge us on the math, but we have some plans in place. It will be a really fun time.
Look how far that went. Over to golfer one.
No release date for Rocky Hollow yet. Probably sometime in the next month or two. We also have head-to-head competition for Golden Tee's mobile game in early February. I believe February 9th, actually. February 10th. One of those days, February 9th or 10th. My calendars are all mixed up when it comes to what days are actually what. I at least know that it's a Monday in 2020. That's a positive movement. What was not positive was anything related to that shot or that chip. Alright, last time we almost got away with hitting a low T 3 hybrid. I'm going to try it again, although I'm pretty sure I don't have sound turned on. Pretty sure I've just got Invisalieved again. Although that one was a little bit closer to actually hitting a leaf. So this is not out of bounds, but I kind of would have preferred it actually to be out of bounds. That was a bad shot. Bad shot. Not feeling the darts here, so I think for game 3 is definitely going to be a grabber setup. One last chance if this goes in the hole. Nope. Josh, thank you for joining us. See you in Orlando as well. Okay, so that, we're not going to talk about the score because that was bad. We started off with bogey somehow. We're going to ignore that. We're going to play one more game, and then it's all on you. Today's going to be one of those contests where I show you what probably not to do, and then it's all the way for the rest of you guys to handle it.
Woodland Farm. All I can say is hit him hard, hit him straight, and hit him to win. Let's watch the tee shot of golf.
Pro tip, always hit to the left side of this second little fairway, because then you have a clear shot at the green. Heavy rough, probably not the play. But, you know, could be worse. Not by much, but it could be worse.
Yes.
Jim Chabez, thank you for joining us. I've seen some of your message, but I haven't responded to it yet, but everything will get there by Thursday, so no need to worry there, my friend. And then Nate, I'm always happy to make everybody feel human when it comes to Golden Tee. So I'm tired of getting in the water on this hole, so I'm just going to play it safe. 355 is a pretty long damn look. Not the eagle chip that I wanted, but I will take a birdie and feel happy. Corey Neely asks on Facebook, any possibility there will be more home edition spots this year for Worlds? I cannot confirm nor deny that there will be more World Championship spots for homeowners this year. But what I will tell you to do is stay tuned, because all that information will be coming out very shortly. Shortly as in probably at the end of this week. Adam, Mike, Zach, Joe, Daryl, thank you guys for joining us. Hopefully, well, we didn't start off so hot with a par, but hopefully we can actually put something together for today's game, or today's final contest. This would be great if I could just take a nice 5-wood. Right on over a bunch of these trees. I got rid of the darts. Grabber, at least for me, is the way to go. I can also confirm that there will be World Championship spots awarded at the Orleans Hotel and Casino on that Friday of the Worlds, just like we have in the past. Things might be changing up a little bit. Can't tell you yet, but I will tell you, even if you think you are not a good player, there's still an opportunity to get into the World Championship and at least compete on that stage in one way or another. So Beatman definitely need to get out for Worlds. All right, here we go. I need that 6-mile-an-hour wind to actually blow more to the left, because I'm so worried, because I couldn't tell you how many times over the years have I hit the trees that overhang this hole. So the fact that I hit it out way too far to the right doesn't really surprise me at all. All right, last time we took a 5-wood and it went flying by. This time I hit a 6-wood, but I accidentally hit it. Accidentally hit that way too far left. So there's another par we didn't need. How do I feel? You know what? You're getting a back-to-back live stream DMNF. I know I did it on Friday. It actually kind of paid off on Friday, I think. I don't remember what I ended up playing on Friday, but we're starting over. This is game 3.5, we'll call it. Game 3.5. I like that. It's my story, and that's what I'm sticking to. Wow. Alright, well, I thought I hit that much softer, and apparently I did not get the memo. But what I will do this time is make sure I hit it hard enough that I can putt in for birdie. Oh, come on. Ugh. Wow. That's embarrassing. So I think your safest play might actually be to chip in the sand here.
Don't want a full swing here, Jim. Just a nice, easy shot.
And then hope your putt does, or your chip doesn't go wide left. Today is definitely the stream of what you don't want to do in today's Monday Mix-Up contest. I do feel a hole out coming here though.
A straight shot here will drift sharply to the left. I'd aim it a bit right.
Of course, I put no spin on it, and I don't get the wide left kick that I did the first couple of games, but that's all right. Again, the tip here on hole 4, which is actually hole 8, par 5. You want to get that as close to the fringe as possible.
That's not enough.
Golfer 1 with an eagle putt. That putt made it, Peter.
Kurt, Kyle, Brian, Dave, thank you guys for joining us on our watch party.
Golfer 1 on tee.
Hole 5, if you're just joining us, is hole 16. Usually one of the tougher par 5s, at least in this instance, and because of Golden Tees, made pretty simple here. Ugh, wish I didn't have bite on that. But again, this is one of those holes that typically if you play Woodland Farm is very difficult, but at least for today, you've got a good opportunity at Eagle there.
Golfer 1 up at the tee.
All right, one last chance. Hit a hole in one here. And then what did I did exactly what I went wide right the first couple of games because I was worried about hitting the trees that overhang the hole. I tried to go for the cup, and then I hit those trees. So, you know, beggars can't be choosers, I guess. High T6 wood. Right over those trees and onto the green, hopefully in the cup. Much better shot than I've hit all day.
Golfer 1 with an eagle putt.
For friends that are missing putts, I would ask how do they putt, because I know when I first started playing Golden Tee on a larger scale, I was just pushing my putts forward. I wasn't pulling back before hitting them or anything like that. I know a lot of guys, including my tag team partner in the lounge, Adam Kramer, a lot of people use their thumbs to putt. I am not a thumber. I've never been a thumber. Very rarely will you ever see me thumb, putt, or hit a shot. I would say make sure that he's pulling his putts back, that your friend pulls back the shots, and That would be my first tip. Now, hopefully, this is a good shot. Oh, come on.
Nice touch.
Thought we might have got a good opportunity to see an ace on hole 9. Front, even though we've parred hole 1 with a missed putt, it's still solid. I will still be happy with that when this game is over. Hole 10 is hole number 9, typically. A little bit of a tough setup here. You're going to definitely have to cut into the wind, fight that wind, and get on the green. A little bit farther than I wanted, but I will take it. Hole 11, nice high T5 wood. Should get you there.
He launched that one.
Jordan Scott, good to hear from you. Hoping to see you in St. Louis as well, my friend. Almost missed that putt. Dustin Anderson says, not GT related, but shout out to the Tennessee Titans. The only time I ever rooted for the Titans is when Alex Tanny, who I went to college with at Monmouth, played there. But it was a good game. A lot of good football this weekend. All right, don't hit your 8 wood too hard. Hole 12, this is normally 17, and although it's a down 4 right 9 slope, not as difficult as it used to be back in the day.
Golfer 1, ready to hit.
All right, hole 13. This hole we talked a little bit about earlier. It's an early par 5 from this course. Even with golden tees, it's tough to get to a pretty easy look here on this course. Imagine playing this in 2008, 2009, or 2009 when there wasn't tees. So just be thankful for what you got now, my friends. Although that was a little bit hot of a shot. Oh, okay. Well,
Good shot from here would be remarkable, Jim. This is horrible.
not what I was expecting. But I will take it. It actually worked out well because it gave me a straight chip with 5 hybrid, so no complaints there for me. This hole, you just want to get underneath those trees, have a nice iron shot at the hole, straightforward par 4.
There should be no problem with this shot.
In this instance, I'm going to go right 1 and hit it out to the left because that wind is blowing so strongly. Oh, almost.
Accuracy, it almost went in.
Golfer 1, looking at a birdie.
See, I know there are a lot of guys that thumb putt. Going back to Beatman's question on YouTube, I don't recommend it, especially if you're new to the game or you just don't have a shot, like you don't feel comfortable with your putting. Highly recommend the palm putting until you get better with your thumb shots.
Got all of that one.
This one's right in the fairway.
Something you don't see very often is hole 1 with a 15-mile-an-hour wind, which is the case here on hole 15. But the nice thing is it's a flat green, pretty straightforward birdie, good opportunity to hole out. Screwed up the shot here last time we played it, so we're going to make sure that we don't hit it as badly this time. Nice 3 hybrid high tee, that up 6 and that 14-mile-an-hour wind, keeping it real close within putting distance.
Let's watch the tee shot of golfer 1.
All right, low tee, 3 hybrid.
If you're gonna hit a
I
tree,
hit
you wanna
another
hit
tree
something.
somehow. I just, just not having good luck with the invisible leaves. Although that one, again, is cutting it close. Probably not as invisible as it first looked. I hit that chip. Didn't like it. That was one of those chips where I should have stopped before I actually hit it. But I'm too stubborn, let's be real honest. But it went in, which is all that matters. Matt Miller, thank you. You're now catching me on game 3.5, I think we're calling this. So I can't complain too much. Where do you upload for shots a week? A day 23. If you actually send us a message on YouTube, or the easier way to get a hold of us would be to send us a message on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram with the video. Oh, could we end? Oh.
This will grab and hold.
All right. Well,
Golfer 1 to hit.
that does it for me. I appreciate you guys joining me. It is almost 6 o'clock, which means you have 6 hours and 9 minutes to get out there and play as many times as you want. I'm extremely happy with the 26. Could have been a 27 because I screwed up hole 1 with a bad putt. Shocking again. But everything clean on the board. Hole 2 is where you could potentially get an eagle chip. Just basically my thoughts on hole 2 is do not go for the hole. Hit it in the sand, have a short little chip for eagle, and hope for the best. And B-Men, yes, this will be the first shots of the decade. That'll come out starting later in the week and go into next week. So, from the Golden Tee Lounge, I'm Kevin Lindsay. Thank you for joining us. Here are my stats in case you are wondering. That is Greg Kinsler, who I'm playing as. Join us tomorrow for our home edition events, the Old School Classic on 2005 live courses. On Wednesday, we go through the front 9 of Teal Gardens on the Golden Tee Golf app for Android and Apple devices. On Thursday, we throw back to Golden Tee 3D Golf's Golden Tee 97 to play the original Coral Ridge and see how it compares to the remaster that Jim Zielinski and the team did for Golden Tee 2020. And then, of course, as always, Freaky Friday this Friday. So, thank you for joining us. Be sure to keep sending in those great shots, tuning in on social media at Golden Tee, and we will catch you next time.